Hello, everyone. Welcome to our presentation about SLPs, specifically Key Club and Circle K. My name is Kyle Lank. I am the New Jersey Circle K District Governor. Sarah,
And,
okay.
and my name is Sarah Jacob. I am the New Jersey Key Club District Governor. And as Kyle said, we are really excited to present this presentation to you all and have you all learn more about Key Club and Circle K, as well as our relationships and how we can, again, help you all out.
So, as I said, my name is Kyle Lank, New Jersey K District Governor. I'm a junior at Rutgers University. I major in finance with a real estate concentration. I wish I had a more interesting major for y'all, but I'm pretty basic, pretty boring. A fun fact about me is I live less than 5 minutes away from Joe Biden. So my home state is actually Delaware. I live right down the street. So when people come and visit, that's the thing I flex. I show them Joe Biden's house.
Awesome, and my name is Sarah Jacob. I said before, I'm the Key Club District Governor. I'm a senior at Burke Memorial High School, and a fun fact about me, I guess I don't have many fun facts, not as good as Kyle, but I play field hockey, and I've been on the New Jersey District Board since freshman year, so it's been practically my entire high school experience, so I'm really excited to be governor this year.
So as Sarah said in the beginning, but we'll kind of reiterate what we're covering. So Sarah's going to give some updates about New Jersey Key Club, what they've been doing, how they've been staying active. And then I'm going to give out some updates about New Jersey Circle K. And I think really the main points of these is not to kind of show off what we've been doing, but really to allow Kiwanis to kind of build off what we're doing and like Key Club's doing this, that's awesome. Let me try that, implement that. So y'all can kind of learn from us. And then we're going to talk about creating the strongest Kiwanis family. So how we can learn from you guys and how we can really build together to create the strongest cohesive unit, especially this year. I think is really important.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Kyle. And for the NJ Key Club updates, basically, I'm just going to share what we've been doing to serve our home, school, and community for the 2020-2021 service year. If you see on the right side of the screen, we use a lot of digital platforms on NJ Key Club's social medias, I guess, but especially this year, we've emphasized our digital presence. And on the side, you can see some of our Instagram posts that we post frequently on our social media account, and some of our recent updates on specifically some things like regional training conferences, which I'll touch upon later, keeping the Garden State Green, which is our district project, and etc. So we've been doing a lot to serve and really build up our service to our home schools and communities and help the district board function. But I guess we can move on. Perfect. So Key Club International, it is the oldest and largest student-led community service organization for high school students. We are an enormous organization that has such a great impact on our world. The New Jersey district specifically, we have almost 12,000 members, and we've even recently chartered some new clubs. We are still growing, and we are one of the strongest districts in Key Club International. So we are really proud of how much we can do and impact our community. And with this service year, even though we are unable to meet in person or have in-person events, our impact is still extremely strong, which will be demonstrated by the next slide. So we've continued to serve during quarantine and during this pandemic. If you can see the first image on the bottom, we've utilized Zoom, Google Meet, and some other platforms to meet digitally. That's actually one of our board meetings. I've had the opportunity to meet with my board hybridly, kind of in person and digital just recently, but most of our board meetings and just meetings in general have been online. And originally it was a struggle to try to connect with my board, but we've been utilizing these platforms to create some bonds, have fun events during the board meetings where we can really collaborate with our board members, and just using these platforms overall. Key clubs have done this as well, and we've gotten really accustomed to using Zoom and different platforms like that, and creating service projects that can be completed at home or socially distanced. Below, I believe that's Monroe Township Key Club, and they created this campaign to thank teachers and staff at their school during this pandemic and for all the hard work they put in, especially during the latter half of the year when things were so uncertain and teachers just kept pushing through and supporting their students. So Key Clubs have been really creative with creating projects that everyone can complete and everyone can continue to serve. And serving our community, some other projects are providing essentials like PPE, toiletries, etc., especially right now. Below, I believe it's a doctor, and my club is specifically, we created a project to create PPE for essential workers and healthcare workers. So serving our community, especially in this time of need, and using social media to advertise and promote events, projects, etc. That's my home club again. They promote using their Google Classroom site, Instagram and website, all these different platforms to make sure everyone knows about their general meeting. And they have really started off the beginning of the school year with such a enormous blast. Like, they've already had a general meeting and they're planning one next week, and it's not even school yet. So even though we can't meet in person, they're making up for it by making sure everyone knows about Key Club, the incoming freshmen who don't even really understand what high school is yet. They haven't really had their freshman orientation. They haven't had these things that are usually normal, but they found a normal within Key Club, and that's really special. And some of NJ Key Club's upcoming events and projects. We had our spring and summer regional training conferences. And regional training conferences typically are at a high school in the morning, and you attend different workshops and sessions to get trained on your position, whether you're an officer or a general member. And you have the opportunity to attend other workshops related to leadership, like public speaking, time management, or organization, or just about Key Club, like the district project. This year, we've had to create digital workshops and digital regional training conferences. And I'm so proud that it was such a success. In spring and summer, we had over 500 attendees, and that is way more than what it would be if it was a typical high school event in person. So we're really excited to start promoting and working towards our fall regional training conferences and create more educational workshops and invite more speakers to teach students about Key Club. And we've had workshops with the Kiwanis family. Kyle has even presented on some of these workshops. And I think students have really gotten a lot out of it. And they've been really engaged. For Fall Rally, it's the largest gathering of Key Clubbers in New Jersey. Usually it's at Six Flags Great Adventure. This year it is virtual for the first time ever. And while originally our board was just faced with a feeling like, how can we make this event special? How can we make this event what Fall Rally brings to every Key Clubber? And we believe that we can create the most engaging event ever, even though it's virtual, because students will have the opportunity across New Jersey, and really if other students want to join, to learn about leadership, to really engage. And Fall Rally is, for a lot of Key Clubbers, this fun event, and we want to bring fun, especially right now when students don't have the opportunity to maybe hang out with their friends and things like that. So we're excited for that. That will be October 11th. And for District Project, our District Project is new this year. Another thing that we are focusing on, but it's keeping the Garden State green, and we are working to create a more sustainable New Jersey, and working with some of our partners like Clean Ocean Action, and seeing how clubs can serve right now, especially, with the social distancing and things like that. I know some clubs have created cleanups, walks, recycled, things like that, that students can do at home and safe. And for Digital Key Club in general, we've been working on and continue to create resources to support clubs in the start of the school year and for the digital service year, and how they can hold digital elections, how they can hold digital meetings. And lieutenant governors on my board have really focused on this and make sure that every single club understands how to have a digital Key Club year. And I'm really excited that we have member representatives for this service year. This gives members in our district the opportunity to serve on district committees. We have 12 district committees with a chair and a secretary and district board members serving as members. But now members freshmen to seniors have the opportunity to serve on these committees after applying and going through an interview process. And now we have the opportunity to get perspectives that we wouldn't have before, whether it's an underclassman who really wants to be involved on the district board. We have the opportunity right now to use our digital platforms and include them. So those are just some of NJ Key Club's, events, projects, and things that we have been working on. And I guess now it's Kyle up for Circle K.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate it. So I'm just going to give some updates about New Jersey Circle K and what we've been doing. So this year has been complicated. There's a lot of challenges, a lot of uncertainty, as you all know, as Kiwanians, right? Like virtual Kiwanis meetings, it's all new. As a board and as a governor, we really shrunk everything down to three big goals and like our three main pieces of focus. So the first one being membership growth. So how are we going to grow this year? We get it. We're in a pandemic and it's tough. It's going to be a lot harder and we're going to have to adapt all of our typical recruitment tactics. There's no involvement fairs on campuses this year. Everything's virtual. All of our clubs are virtual. But how are we going to move to a point where we can start recruiting members virtually and still making sure they get that personal connection that's associated with the Circle K Club? So as a district, we've met with all 9 of our chartered clubs and sat down and put together a virtual recruitment plan. So what events are you having virtually throughout September, October, November? How are you going to reach out to people? How do you plan to build relationships with people coming into meetings? And how do you plan to make not just virtual service, but meaningful virtual service? So how are we going to continue to impact our communities despite being online? We've gotten so many creative ideas out of this and so many, new ways to attract people that are going to continue, outside of a virtual world, that are going to continue into our normal environment. We've also been looking at planning safe in-person socially distant service projects because we're at a point now where all of our members are home, since all, colleges are virtual. So we're at a point where they're back in their home communities. So we're really trying to work with Kiwanians to establish, hometown service projects to really get people out and doing in-person safe service when they can't be on campuses. So the next thing we've been really focusing on is improving Kiwanis family relations. So personally, as I said in my speech earlier, I've been to 16 Kiwanis club meetings, and by the end of September, I'll be at over 20. And that's not about just like racking up numbers. It's really about going to meetings, talking about Circle K, but most importantly, listening to Kiwanians and hearing what they have to say and hearing their perspectives. Because we're not in the time now where people are just going to be normal. They're not going to have a normal perspective. I mean, people are impacted by this virus and this pandemic in completely different ways. So making sure that we understand where Kiwanians are at and we meet them where they are so we can best serve them and best work with them in the future to collaborate. So some of the things that we've really been doing to improve Kiwanis relations, we've been trying to, reaching out to Kiwanis lieutenant governors to plan divisional service projects, socially distant, safe in-person service, as I mentioned before. We've been, hitting Kiwanis clubs hard, making sure that we present about Circle K and just talk about, what we've been doing and how, we've been adapting. So that way, hopefully Kiwanians can kind of, at least learn from us a little bit, and then, we can learn from them. On the Key Club side of things, what we've been doing is we've had Key to College webinars on a district-wide level. So these are really about helping Key Clubbers, develop the skills to succeed in life after high school. Given now that everything's virtual, it's such an uncertain time. But we see ourselves as really the ambassadors to college, I guess, in Kiwanis, since we are in college. So being able to talk to Key Clubbers and just discuss college and help them with college essays and getting into college and working with them in a meaningful way to really make sure that they're prepared even now in this crazy time. And then the last thing is just enhanced fundraising. So last year, as you all probably know, we did really well with our WASH project, which is our international service initiative to provide clean water to Haiti. We raised over $12,000 last year. But this year, because of COVID, we have to change everything. The typical fundraisers at the end of in-person events obviously can't happen since most in-person events aren't going to happen. So we've had to completely change the game. And one of the things that we did was we had a Kiwanis family live stream. So it was a in-person but socially distant mask on live stream where we did various challenges, obstacles, games, and really all just to raise money for New Jersey Circle K with the help of Sarah and Key Club. Robin Chara and Jem Playa, but also, with the help of Governor Gordon, Governor Josie. So we kind of killed two birds with one stone there by having our Kiwanis family members help out. But also, we raised $1,500 from New Jersey Circle K in a time where, a lot of virtual fundraisers are lucky to get $200. So we really hit a big number there. I'm really proud of that. And I think it kind of goes to show the resilience of New Jersey Circle K in this time, and their ability to bounce back and roll with the punches and pretty much put on a whole event that we've never even done before and do it successfully. So, talk a little bit more about the COVID-19 response. So as I said, the live stream, a great time, good response. And that was in place of our annual Kiwanis Family Picnic. But also, we've also seen clubs at least trying to get together socially distant with masks on in a safe manner, because people are kind of tired of doing virtual stuff, and just be able to get out in person and just see each other, even if it's 6 feet apart. I think that's really improving the morale of our members, and we're seeing that across the district, where clubs are trying to get out as much as possible in a safe way to really provide themselves the opportunities to meet each other, and just talk normally, not over Zoom to a camera on a computer.
Awesome. And for other clubs, they have conducted virtual elections, especially during the beginning of the year and approaching the school year now. And I believe this is Livingston Key Club. They had Key Club elections and they conducted them all digitally online. And using those platforms to really adapt to COVID-19 and make sure that they have their officers ready for the service year is extremely important. And other clubs have had officer training conferences online. I believe this is Division 2 of Key Club, New Jersey. And their lieutenant governors have been training online and making sure that they know what they have to do in their positions. Other clubs, I believe this is Union Key Club, they created a service event basically where they call into senior citizen home communities and just had a conversation with them, got to meet them, and it was nice because the tablet or whatever was passed around and they could just talk to people. I think everyone wants to talk to people right now and just have a conversation. And my home club, Brick Memorial, they had a social distancing walk where they raised money for Alzheimer's, I believe, and they all took pictures of their participation online, submitted it in, and everyone had a really good time. And these are just things that clubs are creating to adapt to what we're in right now, and they've really done it very successfully.
So the final part is, how do we create the strong response family? Obviously, we're at Kiwanis VCon. Sarah and I would be remiss to not talk about how we can come together as a family and really build this year. And I think this is the year that, we're really all have to come together in order to succeed this year. So how's Key Club and Circle K come together thus far? As we mentioned earlier, Key Club and Circle K have really had to work together a lot this year. So that way we can both, provide benefits to our members and be able to, help our members out. So the first, as I mentioned before, the Key to College webinars, again, helping, Key Clubbers succeed in life after high school, and being prepared when a lot of SAT, ACT prep isn't happening. There's a lot of confusion, a lot of, craziness. I could not imagine what that's like, as a high school senior. So being able to help out any way we can, just to provide our own experiences of when we were in high school, I think is really important. The Key Club came to the Kiwanis Family live stream, and I think the greatest thing about that was being able to give Key Club members exposure to Circle K, because as you all know, Circle K is the bridge between Key Club and Kiwanis, just in terms of age. So if we're able to build a strong relationship with Key Club, we can confidently say that there will be more Key Club retention into Kiwanis. And finally, the Governor Instagram live stream. So being able to hop on with Sarah and talk about Circle K, talk about what we're doing on Instagram every week has been a really great, or every other week, I don't know, like bi-weekly, something like that. But being able to hop on randomly and talk about Circle K with Sarah on a public forum and being able to have people ask questions, I think is really important.
Awesome, and we just wanted to show you these two group photos. But despite our differences in, Key Club, Circle K, or Kiwanis, we're both awkward in group photos. We're all awkward. correcting that. But this is a picture from our regional training conferences. I believe that's from a board meeting. But as you can see, we all have this family feeling. We all are goofy and funny, and we all are one organization. I think that's what we wanted to touch upon. We are one family, one Kiwanis family. And working together, we can do so much. And I think that's what me and Kyle wanted to emphasize, is that when we collaborate, we can accomplish so much more. And Key Club and Circle K wants that connection and wants that relationship with Kiwanis. And we want Kiwanis to really be engaged with what we're doing as well. And I hope that from this presentation, you can take away some of the things that we're doing, maybe apply it to what you all are doing, and just support each other in this family.
Yeah, and just like ways that we can get involved with Kiwanis and Kiwanis can involve with us, so we can mutually benefit each other. Please invite us to service projects or virtual service projects or just meetings. We love to talk about Circle K. We love to talk about Kiwanis. We're all just mini Kiwanians, honestly. We all care about the same stuff. We all care about service, leadership, fellowship, all that kind of stuff. So, we would love to talk your ear off, or have you talk our ear off about your Kiwanis experience, or just, hear your perspective really about how you got into Kiwanis, what this organization means to you and what we can do to better serve the organization and better fit our SLPs to serve you. Sarah, do you have anything to add?
I mean, I think you really summarized it. Key Club specifically, we have a Kiwanis Family Relations Committee who has been dedicated to building relationships within the Kiwanis family. And I guess to talk about these pictures on this slide, we have, that's our Division 7 Lieutenant Governor, Lexi Pereira, and she went to a Kiwanis meeting recently, actually, and as you can see from the masks and everything, but just having that support within the Kiwanis family. And then on the right hand side, I just attended the Point Pleasant Kiwanis charter ceremony, and the Point Pleasant mayor was there, and just in general, supporting one another makes so much more impact on our communities. And I think that's what we want to emphasize, like I said before.
Yeah, and I think any opportunity really for like Circle K members and Key Clubbers, I don't even speak Key Club, but they just love to talk to new people. And I think it's experience, like being able to hop on the governor live stream with Sarah, like Key Clubbers are just so excited to see a new face that's not like, someone they see all the time. Or a Circle K member is so excited to see a Kiwani and hop into a meeting and make things interesting. Because I think also we struggled with making our meetings interesting. And it's so interesting to have a Kiwanian come in and talk about their professional experience, talk about their Kiwanis journey, and hear them at our Circle K meetings.
Yeah, and I think just to quickly touch upon like support, I mentioned it in my speech, but without the Kiwanians that have really influenced me in my high school experience and just my life in general, I wouldn't be the person I am today. I would not be the leader. I would not be as good as public speaking or just to have the confidence that I have now. And I think me growing into the leader that I am right now, and just Kiwanis creating SLP leaders, student leaders specifically, we can give back after you all have, just really molded us. And like key clubbers, I think on my board, we've really adapted to the digital environment, and we've been helping Kiwanians with that as well, because just in general, bridging the gap between the K family and the different branches is what we need to do, and make sure that we have the best service year possible.
Yeah, and it kind of touches on what you just said, Sarah. Having, the advice you get from Kiwanians, that's so important. But from my experience, the best advice I've gotten is just talking to a Kiwanian at a casual service project on the side. We're painting park benches or something, and we're just talking about life, and you get advice that way. So that's why this year, especially since we're all virtual and these in-person projects aren't happening, we have to work very hard to make sure that these moments can happen, so that Circle K and Key Club members can be supported by their Kiwanians and get that advice and get that mentorship that they really need. So that's it. Q&A. Does anyone have any questions for Sarah or myself? Ask away.
We wanted to give you all time to really ask the question that you had specifically for this workshop, so you got what you wanted out of it.
Not a question, just a comment. Over the years, I'm a immediate past Key Club advisor, now zone administrator, I've seen a lot of my students develop their leadership skills through Key Club, and it really, truly is a great thing for them. So Sarah knows a few of them.
Yeah, definitely.
So still have a current student from the school where I was on the board. So actually, immediate past international vice president, we had two. So, but it's wonderful to see them grow in these positions over the time that they're involved. So just wanted to add that in there.
Yeah, and Mr. You've done a great part in like shaping those leaders and the students. And I think that's like a really good thing to mention. Like key clubbers, like the key clubbers that you support right now will be the future Kiwanians, and that's our, I feel like that's the goal here. I can't wait to become a part of Kiwanis when I'm an adult, and I think that's what every student should have. The opportunity to find this family. And if we have a strong family, I think we can add more people onto the family. Yeah.
And she's like just been like preparing for 40 years for him to come back and like everything. She's crazy.
Any other questions or comments?
Here. Hey, during the time of pandemic, were there any interesting virtual service project that you did were very interesting?
Yeah. Oh, sorry. You go first, Kyle.
Okay. Yeah. So actually, what we've been doing, so like I talked about key college webinars, but like we're working on doing key college office hours. So working with key clubbers to develop skills after high school. But like being able to like tutor people over Zoom, and work with people over Zoom, I think is what we're trying to do, engage with people. Another thing is we're working on a collaboration with New Jersey Chamber of Commerce as part of my governor's project to mentor high school students throughout New Jersey. So like I think the most interesting that like we've been able to do is just be able to help people over Zoom, and just what I mean, like have conversations with people and help them develop skills over Zoom as best as we can. That's like the yeah.
And I guess for Key Club, for the district specifically, we've created some contests. One of my goals as governor was to create more opportunities for members to be involved in entering contests throughout the year. And digitally, we've created, I believe we had the photography collage contest for our district project, Keeping the Garden State Green. So members could participate by taking photos and creating a collage and submitting that in. We had so many entries, and it was so exciting to see everyone just really into the district project and wanting to participate. And we also had Key Club's Got Talent, where members submitted in talents that they had, whether it be we had one amazing artist, and then we had other people who talked about how they, their different languages and how they are bilingual, things like that. So different talents in that regard. That was really interesting to judge and just see. And I know for 2 lieutenant governors on my board, they had Netflix parties, which basically it's like a link where everyone can watch something on Netflix at the same time. And when they joined, it was like a movie night, basically a virtual movie night. And they donated all the funds to the Bail Project. And I believe they raised over $1,000. So those are just really interesting events because they were really fun. Movie nights are fun. Key Club's Got Talent, that was so much fun. Just everything was creative. And I think that's what's special about this service here is everyone has been kind of forced outside the box. And those are just some of my personal favorite service projects. But I guess if anyone also has service projects that they've seen, you can comment in the chat.
The reason why I ask around is I wasn't sure how everyone, because the most interesting during June and when I was going to CKI next virtual conference, we had about over 300 people, and then perhaps that's the most interesting thing that we did virtual service project and love letters, etc. and more. I was just curious to ask around what other projects they might have been doing of all the virtual environment that everyone's in since the pandemic.
Yeah, that's amazing. 300 people. That's awesome. I wish I could have been. That's awesome.
I mean, Key Club also has virtual conference there, but I wasn't there. Since those are international events.
I had a question for the Kiwanians here. How do you guys feel about this year? Like what are you most excited about for this year? considering that the new service year starting pretty soon, what are y'all like looking forward to, and like just how do y'all feel?
We're feeling fine here. It's just we've been doing a lot of for my club here in Pennsylvania, Quants 2.0. We've been hosting a lot of Zoom meetings. Like we're hosting speakers. In fact, 2 weeks ago, I think 2 weeks ago or so, we recently have CKI International President Tana and Key Club International President at my club's virtual Zoom meeting. Sorry, forgot. It's Barry. Yeah, forgot his Key Club International President. Pardon me, I'll look up the name. But we have a nice Zoom meeting, of course. And for me, I'm not sure how everyone is going on. Some clubs are either doing social distantly safe when they meet in person, or for me, I'm like some did a stay-at-home or virtual service projects. So we're just keeping together and so forth.
So I think I could add a little bit to that too. We're trying to go back a little bit to a little bit of our normal meeting schedule, and we do have. Luckily, we have the opportunity right now to meet outside in kind of a, on a porch on a big old home. So we're continuing to do it and keep it outside and keep it in person. We do also offer the Zoom option, so we can have people attend the meetings virtually as well if they're either still working or not feeling comfortable. We have had a couple in-person service projects. One is our Adopt a Highway, which we generally partners 2 to 3 people together to work on a section of road at a time. And we also, and Kyle was good enough to come join us to help do a service at an local animal refuge where they had a small pavilion where groups meet. We came in and redid all of their picnic tables, where we restained them, sanded them down, restained them, provide them a nicer place for them to conduct their outside meetings. And for a place that was having some issues collecting some funds during these times, it was a big help to them. So we're trying to kind of keep it as normal as humanly possible and still obey all the restrictions and make sure everybody feels comfortable in what we're doing.
I can add something. The Cornwall West Essex Club have been meeting weekly and on Zoom, and we usually get about 20 to 22 participants, so it's really going well. Everybody seems to like that. We're working on installation, whether we should have it outside at a community park or doing it inside. Right now, we're running a virtual Tricky Tray fundraiser, and we have 43 participants, and we're going to raise about close to $1,800.
Wow, that's amazing.
Awesome. Wow.
And I think Ms. Hagan, would you like to add on something? I see your hand is raised.
Sure. Again, we're all working through this virtual stuff. It's a challenge for everybody, but there are still opportunities to do hands-on service. And our club, even though it's small out in Phillipsburg, we've actually been able to do several hands-on projects. We've done, we've taken a meal. We've all pitched in and cooked items and taken a meal over to one of the shelters near us and donated that to them. Now we're not serving the meal. They're doing that themselves, but at least we were able to donate a meal to our local shelter. We've also done, we go to the local food bank and we use social distancing, but we are able to pack food bags for those that are in need. And we do that on a regular basis. And we also did a shoe drive. And while we're wearing masks and sweating and, and everything else, we are managing to do a lot of service. And so I think that's important, is we need to really, even though we're doing Zoom meetings and doing a hybrid with some people in person and some people on Zoom, we are still able to do a lot of things and keep in touch with everybody. And I think that's one of the main things, is the connection. We want to make sure that we're all still connected, and we invite our key clubbers to do those things as well. So I think that's the real important part, is we just need to keep that family thing going and make sure that we see each other on a regular basis. It's like checking in on your neighbor. You need to make sure that everybody's okay.
Definitely. And I think just from what everyone's comments so far, you all have really adapted to what's going on um, extremely well. I mean, does anyone else have anything that they would like to share about the future of this service year or what they've done so far?
Jerry,
Yeah.
yeah.
Livingston Kiwanis had a successful golf outing. Jeannie was there, and we raised over $3,000 without having any sponsorships. That was from the people that attended, and that money all went to a local food kitchen. In addition to the funds, people were asked to bring food for the food bank, and we loaded a vehicle with food that unbelievable how much people supported. And Livingston has been supporting 3 or 4 food banks ever since the start of the pandemic. One of the things we've been, and at the beginning, what we would do, we would buy food from restaurants and have it delivered to places that needed food. That way we were supporting the restaurants as well as the people that needed food.
That's amazing that you could support the local, just like restaurants and the food banks. I think that's an amazing idea and project. And I think Kyle went on to the next slide, but this is our contact information.
Yeah, I just wanted to leave it up as people were kind of asking, just in case.
Awesome.
Give me a call. I'll give you a call.
Yeah, you can always reach out to me and or Kyle on whatever. We've gotten extremely used to checking our email very frequently. And does anyone have any questions about NJ Key Club or Circle K, or anyone would like to comment? We wanted really this to be some discussion so you all could ask us any questions.
Sarah, I just want to say, I've worked with you. Obviously, I was a Key Club administrator up until this past year, and you've done a fabulous job keeping your board motivated and just on task, and really you seem to be very inspiring to all of them, and I wish you the very best. I hope you have a successful year. I'm sure you will, and Kyle, you as well. I really haven't met you in person, but just from what I've seen from you, you're both very involved in your organizations, and I think you are stunning examples of what can happen when you really want to put your mind to it. And we certainly, all of us that are in Kiwanis, are here to help you and support you both in any way that we possibly can. So I just want to wish you all a very successful year, and I know it's going to be a challenge for you, but I'm sure you're up to that challenge. So good luck to both of you.
And you're an inspiration to us.
Oh, thank you both. That really made my day. It's all raining outside, and that was just a nice ray of sunshine.
So just to jump in a little bit on that as well, I can back up for Kyle as well. He's doing an amazing job in motivating the board and keeping them working and focused in a real direction. And it's nice to see one of our other board members come out today. Thanks, Alyssa, for joining us. And they're doing a great job, and it's been an absolute pleasure to work with these guys, and I'm so happy to be doing it and look forward to it for a rest of an amazing year. It'll be different, but these guys have a direction, and they're definitely moving, and I think it's a great example for Kiwanis to look at as well.
Thank you so much. Appreciate
And
that.
further comment here, Sarah, it's great to first meet you here on VCon. And Kyle, I know I just remember seeing you just this past early this year in February, and just want to let you know we'll be all supporting from you. And I'm just right across the river since I'm in Philadelphia. I remember, yes, I remember a number of times I crossed over to New Jersey, and whether it's help support for Kwan's family and including yours. But I know this year it's really different since the pandemic, but we'll be all supporting. We'll do our best, even though I think most of the activities will be held virtually if it's meeting or project, although I'm not sure how many they are doing in person, but we'll be in this together.
Thank you so much.
Yep.
If I could just add, and I had to switch to mobile because I've lost power here in Howell. Hopefully I'll get it back soon. But I want to add that I want to second what Gene and Mike said about Sarah as well as Kyle. But to the Kiwanians in the room, if you have not had one of these two individuals attend one of your meetings yet, please do. Whether or not you sponsor a Key Club or a Circle K Club, they put on a fantastic presentation. I know Bordentown has had both of them speak, and we've enjoyed it tremendously. I know Mike's had Kyle. I'm not sure if he's had Sarah yet at Mount Laurel, but they do a great job, and they'd be happy to come and address your club, either virtually or potentially in person.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we love coming out. I mean, I don't mean to speak for Sarah, but I think we love going to Kiwanis meetings and just hearing from Kiwanians.
And Kyle, if I could just say, in the 7 years I was administrator, not one of my governors attended as many Kiwanis Club meetings as you have. That's that right there. And I had some great governors. So you're really making an effort, and I really appreciate it.
Thank you. My goal is 50. I'll be at like 22 at the end of September, so we'll see. But yeah, like it's just making sure that Kiwanians are heard, especially from CKI. Like we need to make sure that we're serving our Kiwanians. I think in the past we've always asked for stuff from Kiwanis. I think millennials and Gen Z are very infamous for asking for stuff, but it's time that like we ask you what your opinion is, and we ask like how we can better serve you outside of, hey, give us your money.
Yeah, and I think my board has really, I've emphasized to them that like you need to build a relationship first before you can, ask for things like Kyle said. And I think my board I'm just jumping on the Kyle hype train, but they have really, they love Kyle and they love the relationship that we have with Circle K. And I've been on the board for 3 years, and I mean, in the grand scheme of NJ Key Club, that it's not much time, but from what I've seen, we haven't had this close of a relationship with Circle K for a really long time. And Kyle has really stepped up and made sure that the board knows what Circle K is and how Circle K can help them. And I think the Key to College webinars that he really pushed for it, and they have been so beneficial for our members and me. I have no idea what I'm doing in college. I have no idea at all, and I'm a senior, and I think underclassmen 2 seniors all benefited from those webinars. And Kyle's done an amazing job with just being a Circle K district governor and really building relationships with Key Clubbers. And it's crazy that just an average Key Clubber, like in my home club, knows who Kyle Lank is, and like that's what we want.
Wow, thank you so much. You're making me blush, man. But let's hop on the Sarah hype train then. Okay, Sarah, I think Sarah's like a celebrity in New Jersey, honestly, because like when you came to the live stream, like everyone was like, oh my God, it's Kiko Governor. Like, wow, they have so much clout. Key Club is a huge organization, and you've been doing such a good job and like managing it. And honestly, like I'm learning so much from you about. I'm not a good like manager. You know what I mean? I can like talk to people pretty well, but like, as a manager. But from you, just like being able to talk to people and manage people really well, I think is inspiring. It's helped me grow as a leader. So thank you for that.
Aww. Well, this is really nice. I really like this little end of the presentation. And I guess since we just, can I like a compliment for everyone here, joining a virtual district convention. I think that just shows a lot of your continued effort into serving. And I really appreciate you all coming to this workshop specifically to learn more about us. And I hope we're more than just like an email or a name now, and you get to know us a little bit more. And again, if you ever have like any question at all, whether you want to call or email us, let us know. And we really want to be more involved with you all.
Very well put. Yeah, thank you everyone for coming out. I really appreciate it. I guess that's like we're like running 2 minutes late. I guess that's our time. But I'm just so grateful. And like, I've just been so grateful for Kiwanis' support, being like welcoming me into not only, your clubs, but also the family in general, I think is awesome. And I just love hearing from Kiwanians, and I've learned so much just about the organization, about life, honestly, like talking to Kiwanians.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, what school are you at?
I'm at Rutgers. I'm a junior at Rutgers. I'm in New Brunswick as we speak.
He's trying to avoid going to Delaware so he doesn't have to worry about self-quarantining.
Yeah,
Oh,
they just took it off the list though.
I thought they were off the list now.
They just took it off.
Oh, wow.
I was
Nice.
very excited. I got to see like my mom for the first time in like 3 weeks. I was like,
Bridget is our program chair in Livingston, so she'll be contacting you to speak to us.
she already did. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I guess if there's no more questions or no more.
You need to come down to Florida and to your sister district.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk to Meet. We'll get down there. I'll get down to Florida. But I want to come in January, so we'll schedule that. I'll get down.
We have a board meeting in January.
I'll be down. Thank you, International Godfather Floyd. I guess with that, let's. Oh, can I ring the bell?
Go for it.
Okay, wait. So anyone that's in Circle K, we got the original gavel. Someone sent it.
Pretty cool.
The original gavel from like the 60s. They sent it, and I'm gonna ring the bell. Not loud. I guess I adjourn this workshop.
Nice.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you. Excellent.
Great job.